Hello Coopertown students. This video will show you how to create a Google presentation and talk about some of the different features that you will find within the Google Presentation tool. In order to use Google Presentations, you will need to be logged in to your Google Drive account. If you forget the steps to log into your account, there is a video to help you on the library's website. Once you've logged into your Google Drive, we're going to click the Create button on the left-hand side, and we're going to create a presentation. When you create a new presentation, Google will ask you to choose a theme. There are lots of different options that you may choose as a background for your slides. This theme will be applied to all of the slides in your presentation. Once you've picked a theme that you like, you're going to click OK. This will apply it to all of the slides in your presentation. The next job will be to give your presentation a name. To do this, if you look in the upper left-hand corner, you should see the words Untitled Presentation. If we click on that, a box will pop up and ask you to rename the document. It's important when you're naming your documents to talk to your teachers or other students you're collaborating with to see if there is a certain format that you should be using to name your documents. We are going to call this one Presentation Tips. Once you've named your document, you may click OK. You'll know that your document has been renamed successfully if you see its new name up in that left-hand corner. If you would like to add a title to your presentation, simply click where it says Click to Add Title. If you did not want to give your presentation a title, you may click on any of the text boxes and click the Delete key on your keyboard to remove the box. You may also change the color of your font and the size by highlighting the letters that you'd like to change and clicking in this top menu bar different fonts, different sizes to make your text smaller or bigger, and different colors. You may also want to make your title bold, italic, or underlined. This video will look at some of these menu bars found at the top of your screen. For right now, we're going to focus on things that you can insert into your slide. These are things you might want to add, like text, pictures, videos, shapes, and lines. We're going to start with shapes. If you wanted to add a shape onto your presentation, you would click on the Insert menu because we want to add something, and we would click a shape. From here, there are lots of different shapes to pick. Once you've clicked on the shape you'd like, simply click and drag across your slide to create the shape. If you'd like to change the color of your shape, you're going to want to click on the paint bucket icon that says Fill Color. Once you click on that paint bucket, it will give you lots of choices for different colors that you may want to use for your shapes. You may also change the line color around the edges of your shape by clicking on the shape and clicking Line Color. This will give you some options for different colors as well. You may click and drag your shapes to move them around to different locations on your slide. By clicking on these little squares on the corners and dragging, you can also resize your shapes so that they are the size that you'd like. If you would like to add text to your shape, simply double-click and start typing. Just like we did in the title, if you select the letters that you'd like to work with, you may change the font, you may change the size, and the color of the text. You can also add a highlight by clicking on the text color and changing from text to highlight. This will add a highlighter effect to whichever words you have selected. You may also want to move the text around within your shape. To do this, we're going to need to click and drag to highlight the letters that we want to move, and take a look up in the menu bar for something that's called a line. If you click on this little lines here, it gives you different options for whether you want to align your shapes to the left-hand side, the right-hand side, or the center. By clicking one of these options, it will move the text that is highlighted to the center, to the right, or to the left. You may also want to insert lines into your picture, into your slides. To do this, we're going to click on that Insert drop-down menu again and drop down to where it says Lines. From here we can add lines, arrows, curves, arcs, scribbles, all kinds of different things. If you want to add an arrow, you would click somewhere on your screen. It doesn't have to be next to a shape, but it can be. And drag once again to create the line. This will create an arrow on your screen. Again, by clicking and dragging on your arrow, you can move it just like we moved the shapes around on your slide. You may also want to insert text onto your slide. To do this, we would click again on that Insert menu and say that we want to add or insert a text box. Doing this will change your cursor from an arrow into a plus sign. To add the text, simply click and drag anywhere on your slide to create the text box. From there, you can type in the text that you'd like to add to your presentation. Again, to change the font, the size, or the color of your letters, we're going to need to highlight the letters by clicking and dragging over top of them and changing some of our menu options at the top. Again, we can change the font, we can change the size, and we can change the color. If you wanted to move your text, we can resize the text box and move it anywhere on your presentation by clicking and dragging. It's important to consider when working on a presentation whether or not your audience is able to read clearly the different text and highlight colors that you have selected. Another thing that we might want to insert or add onto your slide are pictures. To do this, we can click on that Insert menu again, and this time we're going to click on Image. There are lots of different ways that you can insert an image into your presentation. For now, we're going to click on this bottom option that says Search. This will pull up a Google search within your Google Drive account. From here, you can type in whichever search terms you are looking for your picture and click Search. This will give you lots of different options for pictures that you might want to add into your presentation. If you find a picture that you like, you'd select the picture and you're going to click the blue box that says Select. This will add the picture into your presentation. Now sometimes the pictures are very large and sometimes they're very small, and we'll need to resize them to fit your presentation. To do this, we could scroll around on your screen by moving up and down to look for a corner of the picture. If you find a blue square in the corner, you can click and drag it to resize the picture. We're going to need to keep clicking and dragging on those corners until the picture is the size that you'd like. This will add it into your presentation. You may also want to insert or add word art into your presentation. To do this, we would click on this Insert menu again and click Word Art. Then you would enter the words that you would like to use. Once you have typed in your words, simply click Enter to turn the letters into word art. Again, we're going to need to resize some of the letters by clicking and dragging on the blue squares in the corners and clicking and dragging your word art to where you would like it to be positioned on your slide. You may also change the colors of your word art, just like we did for all of the other text on your slide, by clicking on the fill color to fill in the insides of your word art, and clicking the line color to change the line color around the edges of your word art. So far, we have looked at inserting shapes, lines, pictures, text, and word art into a presentation. The last thing that we are going to look at is how to change the background color of your slide. If, let's say, I didn't want this slide to be white and I wanted to change it, I would click where it says Slide and I would get a new drop-down menu. From here, I would want to change the background. This will give me some options to change the color from white to any of the different color options. Once you've chosen one that you like, you can apply it to all the slides in your presentation, or to just one, by clicking Done. If you wanted to have all of your slides the same color, you would click Apply to All. Now we have looked at creating a presentation, inserting shapes, lines, pictures, word art, and text, as well as changing the background color of your slides. So now, when working with Google Presentations, in the library, with your homeroom teachers, or in any of your different subjects throughout the day, this will hopefully help you to create presentations that look wonderful. The nice part about Google Drive is that it automatically saves all of our work. You'll notice how it says at the top, all changes saved in Drive. So once you are finished working on a project, whether the project is totally finished or you're just finished for the day, you don't need to click Save. Everything is automatically updated in your Google account. It is important when you're finished working in Google Drive for the time period that you sign out. To do this, you're going to look for your name in the upper right-hand corner, your email address, or your picture. You may see one, two, or all three of those things. You're going to click on one of them and be sure to click Sign Out when you're finished using Google Drive.